20 years. 20 long years. That's how long I lived with money in the bank and fear in my chest, feeling proud, feeling responsible, feeling quietly resentful. My name is Harold. I'm 90 years old now, and I wasted my retirement money on my children. That sentence sounds cruel. It sounds ungrateful. But sit with me for a few minutes, because this isn't about blaming them. It's about understanding me. It cost me peace. It cost me security when my wife got sick. It cost me sleep. And for a while, it almost cost me my relationship with my own children. Now here's the part that will surprise you. I wasn't some reckless man. I wasn't careless with money. I was a senior operations director at a manufacturing company for almost 3 decades. Corner office, company car, 6-figure income back when that meant something. I built my life from nothing. I was the man people call responsible. But here's the truth. I was a provider in a polished suit. And underneath that suit, I was a scared boy with a savings account. You see, I grew up poor. Not the romantic kind of poor people talk about. The kind where the electricity actually gets shut off. When I was 9, I remember sitting at the kitchen table while my mother counted coins, pennies, nickels, trying to stretch them into groceries. My father stood by the sink, silent, ashamed. That silence did something to me. That little boy made a decision. He said, when I grow up, my family will never worry about money. It wasn't a dream. It was a vow. And vows made by frightened children become rules adults live by. So I worked hard, relentless. I didn't just earn money. I chased security. And when I finally retired at 70, I had close to $200,000 saved. Not millions, but enough. Enough for comfort. Enough for doctor bills. Enough to sit back and breathe. 3 months into retirement, my oldest son called. His business was struggling. He said it was temporary. He needed help. I didn't hesitate. I wired the money the next morning. It felt good. It felt like strength. Then my daughter needed help with a down payment. Housing prices were rising. She was scared of missing her chance. I told her, don't worry, I've got you. More money gone. Then tuition gaps. Then car trouble. Then medical bills for one of the grandkids. Each time, I told myself the same story. This is what fathers do. And maybe it is. But here's what I didn't realize. I wasn't helping from abundance. I was helping from fear. I wasn't generous. I was trying to outrun that 9-year-old boy at the kitchen table. That's the part nobody tells you. Sometimes what looks like love is just old fear wearing a kind face. Let me explain it in a way you'll understand. Imagine you're carrying a bucket. You think it's full of water. You think you're pouring it out to help others. But the bucket has a crack at the bottom. You're pouring and pouring, but it's leaking your own stability. That was me. Every dollar I gave made me feel powerful for a moment, then smaller afterward. And here's the hard truth. If you give to avoid your own fear, you will resent the people you're trying to help. You don't want to hear that. I didn't either. But it's true. There were nights I lay in bed staring at the ceiling, doing math in my head, watching the numbers shrink, watching my cushion disappear. And I didn't tell my children, because pride is heavy. Old men carry pride like armor, and armor looks strong, but it keeps you from being held. When my wife got sick at 82, reality hit. Medication every month, doctor visits, unexpected expenses. I remember sitting at this same table with a calculator, realizing I had given away my safety net. Not stolen, not manipulated, given freely. And I felt something I wasn't proud of. Fear and anger. Not at them, at myself. Because I never said, "This is my limit." I thought boundaries were selfish. But boundaries are not selfish. They are structural support. Without them, everything collapses. You think being a good parent means sacrifice. Sometimes it does. But if your sacrifice destroys your stability, you're not modeling strength. You're modeling quiet panic. And children feel that. They may not understand numbers, but they understand tension. They absorb your nervous system. If you are constantly anxious beneath the surface, they grow up believing life is unstable. I passed my financial fear down in the name of generosity. That realization hurt more than the empty account. For a while I blamed them, quietly, in my head. I would see vacation pictures online and think, I helped pay for that. That bitterness scared me, because love should not feel like a transaction. That's when I had to face myself. I wasn't a victim. I wasn't used. I was a man who never healed his fear of scarcity. I was a provider who didn't know how to receive. That's the identity shift. Listen carefully. If you don't solve the fear inside you, you will keep making decisions to silence it, even expensive ones, especially expensive ones. Eventually, I sat my children down, told them the truth, not accusing, Not dramatic, just honest. I gave more than I should have. That part is on me. They were shocked. They offered to repay some. I refused most of it. Because this wasn't about the money anymore. It was about ownership. When I stopped blaming them, the resentment dissolved. That's when peace returned. I downsized, sold the big house, moved into something smaller, simpler, and something strange happened. The fear quieted because I stopped trying to prove anything. At 90 years old, you realize something simple. Security is not just numbers in a bank. It's emotional steadiness. And I had to learn that late. I don't regret loving my children. I regret loving them from fear. There's a difference. If you are listening to me right now, and you are overextending yourself to feel valuable, stop. If you are giving because you are terrified of being seen as inadequate, pause. Look at the real reason. Because one day you will sit where I am sitting, older, slower, more honest, and you won't be angry at them. You'll be staring at your own reflection. I am 90 years old. I made my choices. I live with them. But you still have time to give wisely, to protect yourself without guilt, to love without fear. Don't wait until your hands shake to learn this. Don't wait until the numbers are gone. And don't wait until resentment replaces pride. Fix the fear before it spends your life for you.